are you gonna give me this nipple or not? That's what I really want to know.
Welcome to Thursday. Yes, welcome to the morning routine. Happy Thursday, everybody. This week is going splendid. Hope everybody's having a good week. Lots of stuff going on, lots of fun with the Rocker Bob contest. Not everyone, I don't know why not. A lot of people are enjoying that contest, though. A lot of fun there. Lives have been great this week. Lots of different cool stuff going on. But before we get into today's cool stuff that we got for the morning routine, we got to start with some headlines, everybody. Here we go. Metallica team with Burton for line of snowboards and travel gear. This is pretty cool. So Burton is an old school snowboarding company. In fact, Jake Burton, who founded the company, was one of two of the first original snowboarders. Tom Sims being the other guy. He started the Sims snowboard company, and both companies, Sims is still around to some degree, but Burton is a huge deal in the snowboard world. So, and then I'm also an old school Metallica fan, so it's very, very cool to have Metallica snowboards and made by Burton and stuff like that. It's cool. All right, next one. It looks like Apple's Find My app will soon let you track more than just Apple devices. Let's see, I need to track many things. Starting with my keys, my dog, my cats, my kids. I'm okay on the wife, don't need to track that. Ooh, and the remotes. Yes, this will be awesome. I can't wait to be able to track all this cool stuff from my phone. Next one. The rise and fall of 80s glam metal. Well, look, this was inevitable. There was not enough hairspray in the world to handle all those bands and their needs, and then all the high school girls and what they needed for their hair. In fact, this was an environmental wasteland waiting to happen. This was going to be a monumental disaster of monumental proportions, because there was not all the Aquanet being released into the atmosphere. Oh, we were doomed. It would have been worse than any other doomsday scenario. It would have been a Aquanet Armageddon kind of thing. Terrible, I know. All right, moving right along. Yes, the Ram and the Pirate. I'm not totally sure what's going on there. I don't know why the Pirate is pestering the Ram the way he is. I don't know. I don't get it. I try not to get involved. I tried to get involved, and now I'm trying not to get involved. I don't understand. You guys can figure it out. But for now, what you guys should be working on and have been working on all week, and I've seen some great discussion in our live events. Lots of people working on doing what we've been talking about. Going and getting independent employment. Emailing zweisack at vcdi.org. Sorry, I said that kind of weird. zweiss at vcdi.org. That's Zach. We all know that. But people have been doing that. People have been reaching out. And Ray, yesterday, every Wednesday, he gives us 3 job postings, very easy to find. He gives us 3 of those. And like Zach talked about yesterday, get those 3 posts, man. Get those 3. Watch the morning routine. Write down those 3 jobs. Email Zach, say, I'm interested in this one, both of them, or all 3 of them. And he'll help you out with it. And he's got a team of people around him to help out with even more. So if you're interested in any of those, you want to push forward on this independent employment thing, now is the time, man. Now is the time. So you need to be doing that, okay? Reach out to Zach. Make that, like we've talked about all week, a part of your weekly routine on a certain day. Zach gave you a schedule yesterday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what you do. Wednesday being a very focal point because of what I just said. Morning routine, 3 job postings. Write them down. Email Zach which one you want to try for. All right, it's pretty easy. As for daily routines, it is very important to have that daily routine, because if you do that, if you email Zach and you get your resume squared away and you send in the application and your resume and they call you and say, let's have an interview, you need to be ready to go. And your daily routine helps you be able to be ready to go. So it's not a panic, frantic situation to be ready for that interview. If your daily routine helps you keep your clothes clean, ironed and pressed, ready to go, so that you can just pull them out of the closet, stage them, make sure they're fresh, and then do your routine of showering, brushing your teeth, your hair, shaving for the men. Yes. It makes it so much easier. So then you've got all this extra time and all that stress is taken away, but now you have this extra time and you can spend this energy on preparing for the interview, practicing answering questions, practicing your tell me a little bit about yourself, right? These are all important things and made much easier if you've got that daily routine down, right? Got questions, comments? Put them down in the comments below. Hit the like and share button like everybody says. I thought that, I don't know, we'll have to see at 10:30. I thought Clayton said something about teaching us the official like and share dance. I'm not totally sure how this is gonna go, but we'll see. So we'll see you there at 10:30 to see how that goes. Anyway, on with the show today. We have got, yes, one of our old favorite segments, Positively Positive News. All right, Positively Positive News. A Chick-fil-A worker in Wisconsin won a car in a company raffle. Now, the 17-year-old that won the car, she'd only worked at Chick-fil-A for, 5 months. Only 5 months. And at Christmas time, Chick-fil-A had a raffle. She won the car. And she had become so close with her coworkers, more like a family, an extended family, that one of the coworkers she got close to found out, the 17-year-old that won the car found out that this other coworker did not have a car and rode her bike to work every single day. Because they didn't have a car, they rode their bike to the grocery store and to everything they had to do, they had to ride a bike. The 17-year-old who just got a job at Chick-fil-A, only been there for 5 months. 17, by the way. Probably when you're 17, it's tough to come by a car. Won this car. She gave it to the coworker that only had the bike. It's pretty amazing. She knew she was going to do it. Actually, she said when she entered into the raffle, that is pretty darn amazing. It made a huge difference in this person's life that obviously simple tasks like going to the grocery store when you don't have ready and available transportation in some places, like where they were in Wisconsin, buses and some of those services for transportation may not be as available as we have in bigger metropolitan areas. So this was a really cool gesture, very nice. And as we always say with the Positively Positive News, there are amazing things happening in the world, and that is what we need to be focused on. All right, love the Positively Positive News. Remember, if you know somebody with a really positive news story that thinks is worthy of being shared here, then send it in to us. Let us know. You don't even have to send the story. You just have to say, hey, I know somebody with a really cool news story that will be great for Positively Positive News. Just put it down in the comments. We'll reach out, we'll get that story, and we'll put it on the show. All right? If you know somebody or you, down in the comments, all right? Very good. Moving right along then, let's check out what our national day is today.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, and it is March the 4th. And today's national day is National Marching Music Day. I thought marching music, like a marching band. Okay, well, if you really think about it, way before there was, radios and things that you listen to by your favorite artist, people just played music. They sat around and played music, and it was kind of marching music. I mean, realistically, let's think about some of the back in the past stuff with you-know-who. Marching music. Even in revolutionary times, here in the United States, when they went into battle, who was in the forefront? It was the drummer. And he played, and everybody marched right into that battlefield. So it's just not those ones coming on to the football field and the marching band plays at the half times. It goes way back. It goes back to England. All of those things. When they had parades for the kings and queens, the marching band came. They didn't call it, the marching band, but I'm sure they had a name for it. But that's the type of music it is. Everybody together. A lot of times now it can be an orchestra, but then they have violins and stuff. You don't have a violin when you have a marching band. So that's what today is. I don't know where you might see one because there's not too much of that going on, but I bet if you asked Alexa, she could play some marching music on Marching Music Day.
Yeah, marching forward day. Hey man, never said how you got to march. I marched to the beat of my own guitar. Marching music day, marching music day, marching music day, marching music day, music day, music day, marching music day, marching music day, marching music day, music day, music day, music day. Yeah, you could march to the beat of your own music, man. Here we go. March to the beat of my own music.
All right, marching music. Not my favorite kind of music, but I'll tell you what. You go to certain events like a football game, you go to a college football game or a high school football game, and they got the marching band there. During the game, when they're playing or in between in the halftime and stuff, it's really darn pretty cool. If you watch it on TV, like during the Super Bowl, they always have the marching band come out. Even if you're watching a college football game or a basketball game, college basketball games have it as well. It's just not the same on TV. When you're live watching that stuff, it is pretty darn cool and very impressive. So that's a neat one, all right? Just like this next segment, which is Ray telling us about companies that do good out there in the world of disabilities of different kinds. And he's going to introduce us to a very unique and very cool company. Check it out right here.
IT company comes to Columbus with one goal: hiring people on the autism spectrum. An information technology consulting company is betting that the push to diversify the workplace extends to an applicant's brain. Audicon, a Berlin, German-based company that exclusively employs adults on the autism spectrum as IT consultants, has begun hiring workers in Columbus as part of its move to set up its regional headquarters here. The company has 15 offices around the world, including in Europe, Canada, and the United States, employing more than 222 IT consultants on the autism spectrum. Many adults with autism struggle with employment despite having skill sets that can excel in the workplace, the company said.
Audicon, that is pretty darn cool. An IT company, which means they're helping out with technology, hiring primarily people on the autism spectrum. It's a pretty broad range, the autism spectrum, but still, that is pretty darn cool if that's their focus. Companies that do that, that's pretty neat. Not a ton of companies that actually hire people with disabilities of varying kinds, whether it be intellectual, developmental, or just, people without limbs and things like that. There's such a wide range of disabilities. We know this, all right? But companies that actually hire, and their focus is to hire people with disabilities, not so many. But what's really cool is that there are companies that set out for that very sole purpose, is to hire people with disabilities. There's coffee companies, there's food truck companies, there's restaurants, there's all IT companies. This is pretty cool. So as we continue to talk about looking for places of employment, hey, it's worth searching up. What companies, focus on hiring people with disabilities? You never know. You just never know until you try, all right? So now let's go back in the past, back in the beard past. What's that?
Hey everybody, it is Thursday. We are past Wednesday. It is March 4th. For some reason March 4th feels like a day I should know something about, but I don't. I don't know anything about March 4th. Unless I were to look at the history. But now, today, we're going to go back in the past, or back in the bearded past, and we'll learn a little bit about beard. We're going to learn a little bit about beards in the workplace. So in the 1980s, beards pretty much fell out of favor, even in the 90s, beards in general. A lot of clean-shaven faces, like I said, just people in general, not just workplace, but people in general. As we move forward here, the 2000s, the late 90s, a lot of this younger generation, they're pushing beards back and they're wearing beards outside of the workplace. But remember, going into the workplace, there's still certain things you have to be aware of when going to work. And some of the facts are that employers still have dress codes for their companies and they can dictate their own policies, okay? And with those policies, it can be either, clean shaven, it can be trim the beard up, and they have the right to perfectly ban beards in the workplace. Another fact is some industries, facial hair can be legally banned. For example, depending on where you live and work, it might be illegal for certain food service employees to have facial hair, and that's for hygienic reasons. Remember, that's hair going into food. So very important there. Don't fall into the myths about beards that they're all unhygienic. Somebody's face can be just as unhygienic as a beard, and that's actually a fact. And beards, though, can enhance an overall company. But remember, though, once again, that depends on what you're doing. If you're running a millennial coffee chain that's going to attract a bunch of 20 to 35-year-olds, then yeah, let the guys wear their beards. But remember, guys, out there, when you're going into the workplace, you're going in the work field, yes, you can trim that beard up for the interview and you can look sharp, but they might have a no beard policy. You might have to follow that if you want to work there. All right, guys, thanks for looking at a little bit of beard facts today. Bye now.
All right, everybody, that is it. That is it for today. That is it for Thursday. We are winding down this week. Tomorrow is our Insta Live, Insta Trivia, where we will announce the winner of the Rocker Bob contest, which I wonder what the prize could be since we've kind of been doing the same thing, but that's okay because you don't know what it looks like. It's going to be pretty darn cool. And we got more contests coming your way. We have a very fun month actually coming your way. We got St. Patrick's Day coming up. We've got a little bit of an extended month, a little bit longer, but we got our Barbecue Friday in a few weeks and tons of other fun stuff as well. So for the morning routine, have a great rest of your day. We will see you at 10:30 for Sweating with the Oldies and maybe that dancing moves for the like and share dancing things. See you at 1 o'clock for some cooking with Gabrielle, and then we're off for the rest of the day and on to Friday. All right, have a great Thursday, everybody. Take care.